Welcome, students. Today, I would like to talk about the Rogerian argument and give you some feedback on how to write the essay. Let me share my screen. All right, Rogerian argument. A little bit of background of the Rogerian argument. It was invented by Carl Rogers during counseling sessions. He viewed the patient as a client who has something to contribute to the session, and there's interactive dialogue is important. The client is just as important as the counselor in a counseling session. Later, the Rogerian style of conversation was adapted to essay writing. And the purpose of the Rogerian argument in an essay writing is to achieve consensus for both sides of the argument and find a common ground, a value, and solution that both sides can agree upon. So let's go through the Rogerian argument. In the introduction, just like other introductions, the introduction should grab the reader's attention, present background information to the problem, and establish a thesis. A thesis should be the solution or compromise between both sides of the issue. So you have to identify side A and side B, come up with some shared values between both sides, and then ultimately find a compromise uh, within the solution. I have two examples of a thesis for you. Number one, both sides can agree that offering a gun safety program to new gun owners will improve gun safety in the United States. So you think about side A and side B. Can they both agree on that idea? If so, then it's a good solution. Another example of a thesis for social media. Both sides can agree that limiting the amount of time on social media will create healthier habits for teenagers. Again, both sides would probably agree that limiting amount of time is a good idea, that it doesn't restrict social media completely. So you have a compromise between both sides. When you're writing your thesis, feel free to use the phrase, both sides can agree that, and then produce your solution after that. So you can use that phrase, both sides can agree that. That's fine with me. Next will be your claim paragraphs. You will have two paragraphs, side A and side B of the argument. Typically, you have two sides, not a third side, but there could be a third side. Just focus on side A and side B. You will present these viewpoints objectively throughout the essay. So you'll have your introduction. After your introduction, you will go into side A. And side A, what do you want to do within side A? You want to state the main idea or thesis for the side A argument. After presenting the main idea of the entire argument, next you would provide at least three claims that support the main idea. Then within that particular three claims, you want to focus on any research that supports these claims. The claim should have some evidence to prove the point, but you don't want to go into a full classical argument style. Again, side A should be objective. It's not your side, it's side A's side. Next, you would go into side B in a separate paragraph, state the main idea or thesis for the side B argument, provide at least three claims that support the main idea, and focus on any research that supports these claims. Within side B, I actually say state the main idea or thesis for the side A argument. That should read state the main idea or thesis for the side B argument. Sorry for that. Next paragraph, you will focus on shared values. What does side A and side B have in common? What are the common values between both sides? So look for at least two shared values connecting to both sides of the argument. An example of a shared value for the gun-controlled argument. Both sides agree that safety is an important need in owning a gun. Also, both sides agree that the Second Amendment allows citizens the freedom to own guns. Both sides can agree upon safety and the Second Amendment. Another example of a shared value for the social media argument. Both sides agree that the psychological needs of teenagers are important to pursue. Also, teenagers using social media constantly face peer pressure issues. So both sides can agree that psychological needs uh, are important, and teenagers using social media constantly face peer pressure issues. So those are two elements or shared values between both sides of the argument. The next paragraph will focus on your solutions. The solution or compromise should appease both sides of the argument. The solution should also contain elements of research to support the claims. For this essay, please find two solutions to the argument and develop each solution into its own paragraph and create evidence to support the solution. An example of a solution to gun control: citizens should have to take a class on gun ownership if they wish to own a gun. Another solution might be citizens must register gun ownership and receive a license to own a gun similar to a driver's license. When creating your solutions, once again, you want to use evidence that these solutions have worked in various parts of the country, specifically United States, or you could go worldwide and talk about how these solutions have worked in other countries as well. After solutions or compromises, we will move into the conclusion of the Rogerian argument. You can end your essay by evaluating any objections to the solutions. You want to also end your essay with a call to action like the classical argument style, and your call to action should focus specifically on your solutions. That's the summary of the Rogerian argument. If you have any more questions about the Rogerian style, I am available through email at jinglet@occc.edu or by phone 405-682-1611 extension 7217. Thanks for listening.